Look, there's one habit that wealthy people have mastered that most people don't even think about. And it's not budgeting, it's not investing, it's not saving money, and it's not waking up at 5 a.m. Those things do matter, they do, sure, but they are not the thing. The real habit, the one that changes your entire financial life, is the ability to delay emotional decisions when it comes to money. That's it. Because most people aren't broke because they don't earn enough. They are broke because the second they feel something, boredom, stress, pressure, excitement, they spend, they react. They let their emotions decide for them. They think the feeling they have in the moment is more important than their future. And they don't do this consciously. It's automatic, it's instant. It's the default mode they have been running for years. Wealthy people break that pattern. They understand something most people never understand. You can't build wealth with emotional decisions. You build wealth with intentional decisions. And intentional decisions require space, a pause between the feeling and the action. The pause is everything. You know what that looks like in real life? It looks like not buying something the second you want it. It looks like taking 10 minutes to think before you make a purchase. It looks like saying not now, even though your brain is screaming yes right now. It looks like ignoring the impulse. And the reason this matters is because impulses are expensive. They cost you money every month. They cost you progress every year. They cost you freedom over a lifetime. Think about it. How many things have you bought in the last year that didn't make your life any better? Clothes you don't wear, subscriptions you forgot about, electronics you barely use, nights out you don't remember, upgrades that weren't necessary. All emotional decisions, all instant, all automatic, and each one took you one step further away from financial independence. Meanwhile, wealthy people live their life with a different rhythm. They say, I'll think about it. They say, let me plan. They say, let me run the numbers. They say, let me wait. And that small habit creates a massive gap between where their money goes and where everyone else's money goes. They protect their money from their feelings. And that single skill ends up multiplying their wealth over time. Here's something most people barely, talk about. Wealth isn't built by big wins. It's built by avoiding stupid losses. You don't need to make an insane amount of money. You just need to stop flushing away the money you already make. And the reason people keep losing money isn't because they're irresponsible. It's because they are emotional. And the reason wealthy people keep their money is because they distance their emotions from their decisions. Let me break this down even deeper. Every financial problem stems from the same place: emotional urgency. I need to feel better right now. I need to not think about this right now. I need to treat myself right now. I need to escape a little right now. And because of that, people trade long-term peace for short-term relief over and over again, and they don't even see the pattern. It's the tiny decisions, the everyday moments, the moments nobody notices. That's where wealth is lost. And once you understand that, you start to notice how often your feelings try to control your money. You want to order food because you're tired. You want to buy something because you're bored. You want to upgrade something because it makes you feel important. You want to go out because you don't want to feel left out. You want to treat yourself because you feel stressed. And none of these things are bad in moderation. But when they're emotional, when they're automatic, when they're reactive, that's when they kill your financial future. Wealthy people aren't perfect. They aren't emotionless. They don't ignore their feelings. They just don't make financial decisions inside the feelings. They wait until the emotion passes, then they decide. And that difference alone is enough to change the entire trajectory of someone's bank account. And here's the interesting part. The more you delay emotional decisions, the easier it becomes to build wealth in other areas too. Investing becomes easier because you're not reacting to fear. Saving becomes easier because you're not reacting to boredom. Starting a side hustle becomes easier because you're not reacting to self doubt. Learning new skills becomes easier because you're not reacting to impatience. You start realizing how much your life has been steered by emotion instead of direction. Once that awareness clicks, everything becomes clearer. You start seeing how other people live. You see them buying things because they feel behind. You see them chasing trends because they feel left out. It's all about the FOMO. You see them upgrading things because they want validation, and you start thinking, wait, none of this is about money. It's all about feelings. And that realization alone puts you ahead of most people financially. Because money is logical, but people are emotional. And the people who become wealthy learn how to make logical decisions in an emotional world. Let me give you a real example of how this plays out. Let's say person A makes $70,000 a year and person B makes $70,000 a year. Exactly the same. Same income, same job, same opportunities. But person A spends emotionally. Person B pauses before deciding. After 1 year, person A has nothing saved. Person B has a small cushion. After 3 years, person A is stressed, overwhelmed, paycheck to paycheck. Person B has options, opportunities, confidence. After 5 years, person A feels trapped by life. Person B feels in control of life. They had the same money, the same time, the same environment, the same options. The only difference was one habit: emotional pause. That's it. The pause is where the wealth is. The pause is where logic wins. The pause is where smarter decisions happen. Because when you create space between feelings and action, you put yourself back in control. And if you control your decisions, you control your money. And if you control your money, you control your future. Wealthy people don't rely on discipline. They rely on structure. They rely on habits that remove the need for discipline. They don't wait to feel ready. They make decisions according to principles. And one of the biggest principles is simple. Never decide in a moment of emotional intensity. Wait, think, then act. You don't need to become rich to start doing this. You need to start doing this to become rich. Once you practice this habit consistently, something else happens. You start to crave stability. You start to value peace. You start to think long term naturally. Your brain stops being obsessed with every small desire. You stop chasing every impulse. Your life becomes calmer, more predictable, less chaotic. And that calmness is what allows you to build wealth without burning out. You want to know what real financial confidence feels like? It's not having a certain amount of money. It's not. It's knowing your emotions aren't sabotaging your future anymore. It's knowing that even if you make average money, you can make above average decisions. And that alone can make you wealthier than someone who makes twice your income but loses half of it to emotional habits. This one habit, pausing before emotional decisions, is the foundation of all wealth building. It affects your saving, your spending, your investing, your learning, your opportunities, your confidence, your long-term growth, everything, literally everything. You master this and you can literally change your life. So that was it for this video. I hope you got something from this, and now you know what's the one habit that separates wealthy people from everyone else. Like what can separate you if you start adopting this one habit, and what it can help you achieve. So go out there and adopt this habit as soon as you can, because this will literally change your life. Okay, that was it for this video, and let's see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye bye.